Hi, and welcome to 5th grade social studies. I am a 5th grade teacher on a team of 3 people, and another teammate and I are working on creating this social studies course. We departmentalize for reading, math, and science, and we also have math RTI and reading RTI, and time is tight in the day. So we are working on this social studies course for students to be able to have face-to-face learning as well as online independent learning where they are able to work at their own pace. The first standard I'd like to point out is course overview and introduction. For the course, I have created 3 folders that are there for the students to refer back to throughout the year. So in the first folder, what you need to know, that contains the course tour, and in that course tour is where students are able to find the directions, and I'm able to show them the different course components. Now, I will be meeting with them. They are my 5th graders all year long, so I am going to give them information face-to-face, but this is a course tour that is available to the students all year long. Also in one of the folders, it's technology tips and troubleshooting, and this is where I have set up information for them to be learning about Netiquette. I've got a video, and there are a few links, and then once we have learned the content, I did have a quiz set up here just as a check-in of I am aware that I have online expectations as far as it comes to discussions and emails and how I communicate to other people. So making sure that they are aware that they are honest when it comes to testing and doing their work. All right. The next standard would be learning objectives. I am focusing on one unit. When I was doing the work for this class, I was focusing on economics. And so in the economics folder, it is set up where there is an economics unit overview. This is where the students are going to start the unit. And within this folder, this overview is specifically for economics. And in this overview, I share with the students the essential standard, which would be the course level learning objective. And then I also share with them the learning targets, which is the module unit level objectives. And I share with them the purpose of this unit. I also put all of the learning targets, and then I set up a discussion for the students to be able to share what is it that you already know about economics. Maybe you have schema, maybe you don't. So this is just a way for me to see where students are with what they know about economics. The next standard is assessment and measurement. And so far I've completed 2 weeks for this unit. I'd say there's probably going to be 3 or 4 total in the end, and then there will be an FDOL as well. But for each week, so each week the students, it says start here by reading the directions. So you can see in this week, students are going to be watching a video. They're going to be posting an answer to a question. I have provided another video for the students to do more learning about profit, and then students are going to use what they've learned from the information that I have provided to complete a Google Draw with the vocabulary word profit. So students are going to be able to show me what they know when completing that assignment. And I have attached that assignment to the learning target, explain the relationship of profit and loss in decision making. One of the online tools that we use is a game called Coffee Shop, and in Coffee Shop students are making decisions and they're paying attention to profit and loss. And so then this checkup right here is for the students to be able to use what they've learned while playing the game to answer the questions. And as far as assessments go, for each question, I have set it up where it is matched to a learning target, and there is a rubric for students to see. So I have the learning target, and then there's 3, 2, and 1 for the students to be able to make a connection between what it is that they're supposed to be learning and what they're working on throughout the week. All right. One other standard is accessibility and usability. And something that I've done with the course is I have created a folder for each unit. And then that way students are working their way through the units. And of course we are a group that's face-to-face, so I will be able to let the students know what folder it is that they are working in. In week 2, so still thinking about accessibility and usability, so students are able to navigate through those folders. So in week 2, students are going to use an online article, and they are going to be reading about supply and demand. And to make sure that students thinking about reading levels, it is hard for me to find something that is on every student's reading level, because I have students reading above the 5th grade level and below the 5th grade level. So I have students, they have added the read and write extension, and so my students would be able to use that tool, the read and write tool from Google, and apply those tools when it comes to supply and demand. They could be highlighting the information that they have determined is important. They could use the tool for them to listen to the article as well. Once again, back to assessments. In week 2, I have I created an assessment, and this time I used questions where students were filling in the blanks. I thought that was something that was different. It's not something I typically use, and so students are going to read a scenario, and then they are going to be dragging and dropping. I know that map testing isn't everything. However, as far as being able to use technology and drag and drop, that is something that students will be able to need to use on the map test. And so I think that thinking about the course tools and the technology that the students are exposed to, that's going to be helpful later when they are doing the map test. All right, I think I've got it. I think I do also have a folder in here. We attend a field trip, and all of our economics work is based on what we do for our field trip. So I've also provided a place to house what it is that we need when we're going to prepare for our trip. So I think that's it. That's the social studies 5th grade social studies course that I have in progress. And like I said, my teammate and I are working on filling each of these folders. Thanks for listening.